Hi everyone, welcome to Honey Drops Tarot. This is a reading for the sign of Scorpio, Sun, Moon, Rising, or Venus. Thank you all so much for being here. I invite you to like, share, and subscribe if you resonate with anything in this video. I appreciate all of your support. Just a reminder that I will never solicit for personal readings. I don't reach out to you for any of that, so please keep yourselves safe, and I want to keep this community safe. So I do offer private readings, and you can find information regarding that over on my Instagram page by the same name, but I will never contact you first. So please keep yourself safe, and if you want to write something in the comments and reach out to me if something like that ever happens. God forbid it does, but I just want you to be aware of that. So let's get started. I'm going to pull 5 cards for you, Scorpio, and then 5 cards of clarification. All the cards have been pre-shuffled, so I'm just going to ask Spirit at this time for your message. I am using the Tarot of Mystical Moments, and for the Oracle, I'm using the archetype, the Wild Unknown archetype for your reading today. So, almost done here. Scorpio, this is a reading for Scorpio. Okay. Okay. So, Scorpio, in your past position, your recent past, you got the Emperor in reverse, clarified by the 9 of Pentacles. So, this deck is really cool because it has 2 versions of the Emperor card, a divine masculine and a divine feminine. Within it, this is the divine, honestly, this is divine masculine. I'm sorry, divine feminine. This is the divine feminine position. It doesn't matter. It is about energy. But I'm more concerned with what the Emperor is doing in this card, which is a manipulation, right? The Emperor is a major arcana card in the tarot, and he has the power of all 4 kings that represent all 4 suits. So the swords, the wands, the cups, and the pentacles. So it's almost like anyone who's an Emperor energy, think of someone who's the president of a company, a CEO, a big boss, a leader, entrepreneur, that kind of energy, right? Somebody who knows what they want, goes after what they want, and gets what they want. In the past energy, though, you have the Emperor in reverse, and whenever we see that card in reverse, which represents the energy of Aries, it can sometimes feel like we're losing control, like we feel bitter or angry about it, frustrated by it. And that could have been you in a former job situation, somewhere, family situation, where you didn't have a lot of say in what was going on, in how the outcome would appear. But with the 9 of Pentacles, which they actually refer to in tarot as the pre-Empress energy, you have the Emperor, you have the Empress, pre-Empress energy in the minor arcana. She kind of reminds me of like the Chiquita Banana Lady. I don't know. This is what I feel. But she's gorgeous, and she's absolutely sitting in her own power. So while you may not be in charge of everything, you still have a sense of self about you. You still have a certain level of abundance and a certain level of accomplishment that you got to by yourself. Maybe you didn't have these kind of people around you, these little minions doing your bidding. Rather, you worked hard for everything that you earned. And when we're in that position to be able to take credit for what we've gathered and what we've accomplished, I mean, that's a great source of confidence, right? And especially because, you know, I don't just look at the meaning of the card. I look at the colors and the visuals and the cards, and she's wearing this beautiful yellow representing the solar plexus chakra. So it does talk to me about just the centeredness in your gut, in your confidence, in your intuition. But it took a lot for you to recover from a potential loss of control. So that's in your past position. In the present position, you do have the best card in the deck, the Sun, but it is in the reverse. You can see here. The Sun energy is always striking to me because there's a bird covering one of the eyes. It's almost like, it's like peekaboo, like peekaboo, you know. What's that about? It's almost like eclipse energy. So I don't know when the last eclipse was and when the next eclipse will be, but in that space and time, perhaps you were not feeling a sense of clarity about something, like you needed illumination, and you need it at this moment, because this is in the present energy. You need illumination about something, but you don't quite have it. There's some, it's like, it's rising up to the surface, but it's not quite there. That's very interesting, because now I'm seeing the image of like a crocodile, like underneath the surface of the water. You know how when crocodiles are under the water and it's like sometimes you just see their eyes and you don't see the rest of their gigantic bodies? And this is kind of what I'm seeing right now. It's not sinister though. I mean, maybe it is sinister for some of you, but I don't feel that sinister energy, especially not with Sun energy. Like, it's not sinister, it's just elusive. Maybe you're feeling like it's sinister. Maybe it's plaguing you that you don't have all the facts, or you don't know everything there is to know about something. That's okay, because you got the 9 of Cups here. So side by side, double 9. That's beautiful energy, right? It's beautiful synchronicity. The 9 of Cups talks about wish fulfillment and satisfaction, self-satisfaction in something that you've earned. Sorry, I hear a very loud motorcycle outside. Somebody just revving that engine. So it's almost like, okay, now I'm hearing speed of light, faster than the speed of light. This has to do with manifestation. Okay, thank you, Spirit. This has to do with manifestation. Anytime I see the 9 of Cups, especially the 9 of Cups, and this card is in the upright, so it's kind of like hand on the hip. I know what I've got going on for me. But when I see the 9 of Cups, I always think about the 10, right? And I like to call it tarot math, that at 9, we're good to go. We have enough. We're coasting. Everything is amazing. But there's always that 10th cup. There's always something that could potentially, I just saw a little teeny tiny moth. So I'm going to take that as a sign from Spirit, right? Like whenever we think of the moth energy, we're dealing with the subconscious realms. We're dealing with the underworld a little bit and the psychic energy. So it's getting a little bit darker in my room, and things, you know, and isn't it just like a Scorpio, right? I've done both the other water signs already, but with Scorpio, I've got my candles here and my light on, and the light outside, the sun is setting now, and things feel a little bit more moody, right? So maybe I'm just getting into the vibe of your energy. Right now, it's not to say you don't feel a sense of warmth and gratefulness for what you have. And there is a lot to be thankful for, but I just get this little feeling that there wants to be a 10. You want to have more. That's not a bad thing. Spirit is saying it's time for you to advocate for yourself, right? With the future position, you will receive just that. The Queen of Pentacles in the upright, clarified by the Justice card, Major Arcana. Look at that card. Totally towering, the scales of justice towering over those buildings. And what an amazing juxtaposition, right? We have this kind of Renaissance, I don't know what decade that is, just pretty shameful, but it's not Renaissance. Baroque period of lushness placed against the kind of industrial feeling of the city. It's almost like bringing past and present into the same space, which is what the Justice card might refer to as karma, right? It refers to as karma. So it's kind of like saying here that in the future energy, the near future energy with the Queen of Pentacles, who is abundant. Queen of Pentacles has enough abundance to then give back and give to others. The reading is suggesting that it's your time, that karmic balance has come into play, right? That you are now stepping into a time of abundance. Stay the course. Act with the highest integrity that you know how. And this is kind of deep because it's also suggesting to me, I'm going to light another candle here because I'm like literally losing light right now. It's suggesting to me that you're going to have to use a lot of discipline to do this. What do I mean by that? Your thoughts, right? Like, I have some very particular Scorpios in my life, and I love them. I get along Scorpios very well, but they're feisty, and they're feisty in their thoughts. And so if somebody is around and maybe you're feeling a little bit of that, I'm just gonna call it passionate feistiness, and you have choice words that you don't say them out loud, but you say them in your head. Spirit kind of knows, and that's the energy you're sending out. It's kind of vitriol, you know. It's with the harshness, and so the idea here is that we want to stay in high vibration. We want to welcome this energy, and this is like amazing, lush, abundant, look at me energy. The Spirit is just politely cautioning you, resist the urge to go down the path of petty. Wow. Okay. That's Spirit's message. Do what you want. Okay. And in the position of advice, you have the Three of Pentacles in reverse. This is the Three of Pentacles in the upright. We can see here there's kind of brick wall. It's almost like a momentum of building, constructing. You can see the reflection of the candle in the card. That's beautiful. but you got this in the reverse. So usually the Three of Pentacles talks about collaboration and co-creation, sometimes with others and sometimes with spirit. Clarifying that is the Chariot card in reverse. It's the Chariot card in the upright, representing Cancer energy. So advice from Spirit is actually saying, I just heard slow your roll in my head. Slow your roll. You gotta really consider. Aha. Okay, so in the future energy, when you experience either a windfall or some kind of new great opportunity, there are going to be people that maybe come out of the woodwork and they're just like, hey, they want a piece of that. Hey, they want that energy. They see you in a space of abundance and they want a little piece for themselves. That could cause, you know, some choice, you know, petty words in your mind, like, who does this think they are? You know, just be like, you know what? In this case, because we want to stay very high vibration so as to welcome the balance of karma into our lives, because Scorpios have had to deal with a number of tough things lately. Next time that happens and you experience this abundance and people come out of the woodwork, pray for a bubble of protection around you, right? How do you do that? You know, if you pray or you meditate, imagine a literal bubble of protection around you. You can burn some Palo Santo, some incense. You can ask your spirit guides, right? We all have spirit guides around us, protecting us, but also waiting for us to ask them for help, right? If you've heard the expression, angels are here, but they do not interfere, so until we ask them for help. So if you're starting to feel this kind of leechy energy, pray for protection and just say, you know, Spirit, I wish for everyone to experience abundance, but protect the abundance that I have. Thank you so much, right? So how you're feeling right now, the High Priestess, which is beautiful, another water sign, Pisces energy. High Priestess is major arcana. She's the divine feminine partner to the Magician, whereas the Magician is the great manifester of the tarot. The High Priestess is the great psychic. She sits at the veil between this world and the next. So what you're doing right now is trying to inhabit your naturally psychic abilities. The word attune to your psychic abilities, attunement. So maybe you are looking to get Reiki. I'm a Reiki master, as many of my spiritual community are. So I highly recommend, if you are interested in Reiki energy therapy, Reiki healing, and you're looking to have an attunement of all of your energy centers, I highly recommend that. But the High Priestess is very psychic, but she's also really silent. So maybe you're just following your gut instinct about things right now. That's perfectly fine. That's a great energy to be in, right? But it's clarified by the Five of Swords in the reverse. Here's the Five of Swords in the upright. It's pretty, this card has a lot of personal meaning to me. It's pretty brutal because you see this divine feminine, divine masculine, and there's just this piece of heart, the shard of this shadowy figure, and the piece of heart, the kind of remnants of it is in her hand. It's harsh, right? Five of Swords energy, you got it in the reverse. It usually represents sometimes they say it's the card of winning at all costs, and you're not in that space anymore. You're not trying to one-up anyone or compete You're not interested in competing. And guess what? When you are in a space of alignment and you start to receive your abundance, you don't have to compete anymore, right? Because Spirit, there is enough for everyone. There is enough out there for everyone. It doesn't always seem like it. But not everybody wants to, shockingly, not everybody wants to win the lottery. That could be the goal of some people, but that's not the goal of everyone. That's not my goal. I would love to have more money, but ultimately my goal is peace of mind, love and peace of mind. That's a beautiful thing for me. Sometimes I would, I say that I would forego one for the other, but you don't have to do that when there's enough abundance all around. You just have to know how to stay the course and be in alignment with it. And you're looking towards your psychic ability right now in order to channel that energy. Okay, so that's your reading. For the Oracle card, you got the Unseen. So here we're trying to see the unseen. Right? So, also kind of hearkening back to the illumination that you're still looking for. So I'm going to read from the book. This is the Unknown. What is this? The Wild Unknown Archetype deck. Sorry, I just had a weird flash in my head of something. It's like a spark of something. The Unseen. The Spirit, the Ancestor, the Eternal. The unseen is just as it sounds. We cannot see it, yet it sees us, watching and waiting with wisdom, both kind and instructive. Right? So it's like I was saying before, Spirit can hear you're petty, so try not to be petty. I'm not saying all Scorpios are petty, but all Scorpios I know can be petty. Honestly, when I'm around a Scorpio and they're feeling like they're in their petty vibe, I think it's hysterical, and I love Scorpios. So anyway, but Spirit sees it too. Stay high vibe. We feel this presence, sense it, intuit it, and then doubt its existence. Though it rallies our attention time and time again, the energy of the unseen may come in many forms: a compelling dream, a sudden insight, a clear voice, a vision, or a message from a loved one who has passed to the other side. It is natural to fear these communications as they challenge our perception of what is real. When this card appears, your guides are near. The eternal is present. The doorway between worlds is ajar. Ah, the doorway between worlds is ajar. That's amazing. I love that. Take this as a synchronicity, Scorpios. Listen. The sounds may seem as though they come from a distant land, but they call from your innermost chambers. So, Scorpio, that's your reading. I hope this resonates with you. If it does, like, share, and subscribe to this channel. I really appreciate it. Thank you so much. Take care.